Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Bit of a gloomy day here in North Wales, but that isn't going to affect what is happening today, because we are going on the Racecourse Ground Stadium Tour, as it's known now, the Stoke Kaale. We're on it at 2 o'clock and I'm going to be bringing you sort of a vlog. We're going to document the whole day today on this video. But there's something more important to do before we do go on the stadium tour, and that is to unbox our new 23-24 home shirt. Now, it's been sat in my room for probably the past 5 or 6 days or so, waiting for the right time to do it, and I feel like today, in correspondence with the stadium tour, it's only right that we give this bad boy an open. So without further ado, let's break the seal of the bag. The first time I'll have got this out of the bag. Oh my gosh. That is a beauty. I love it. It looks so much better in person. It probably doesn't really do it justice on the screen. The lovely Welsh dragons all across the shirt, the collar as well. Oh, what a shirt this is. What a shirt this is. We're going to be playing in our first season back in the EFL in style, because this is beautiful. If you might see on the back, obviously, let's get that over. You might see there, obviously, Vistaprint. If we go all the way down here, Wrexham in Welsh. What a shirt this is. I mean, worth the money? I'd say so, yes. In a size medium, obviously. Big sleeves as well. I'm a massive fan of the sleeves. I don't know, it's just the small touches on a football shirt that I really, really like. And yeah, I think they've done a solid job on this one. I mean, you can't really say anything bad about this. I think the only thing you could say is the sponsor, but I don't even think the sponsor's that bad in person. The collar, maybe. They could have maybe done like a V collar, a bit like on this training shirt here. But I don't know what I think of it being that open like that. But I mean, it's nothing. It's not like the design on it is horrible and they've ruined the shirt. It's a really nice shirt. So yeah, fair play to Wrexham. I'm going to give this out of 10. I'd probably say I have to give this season's home shirt, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it doesn't beat the 21-22 home shirt, but it does beat last season's home shirt. So it's bang on in the middle between the shirts we've had under the full season under Rob and Ryan. Yeah, a solid job, and let's get on with the day. Before anything, must I say, please subscribe to the channel if you are new. All the best Wrexham AFC content. We are that close away from 19,000 subscribers. You are smashing it with the support recently, so let's keep on going. We're under 300 away from hitting 19,000. We can nearly fill the current Racecourse Stadium twice. That is absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to try and help me hit 19,000 subscribers before the season starts, then get down there and hit the red subscribe button. Not only because of that, but we do bring the best Wrexham AFC content on this channel. Match reviews, match day vlogs, transfer news, news on the club, everything. It is on this channel, and you do not want to miss the content to come for the new season in League 2. Enough of the waffling, let's get on to our day. It's 9:30 in the morning. I need some breakfast in me, and we're going to make our way to the Stoke Kaale.
People who sat in these seats on a regular basis. Another not so frequent, another guest who used to sit here fairly often when they used to play against them, was Elton John. When they used to play Watford, which again was many moons ago now. A lot of the times the teams didn't bring enough fans, so they would use just this to sell that to home fans. A lot of people said Stock to start with, but it is Stoke apparently. So they're the newest sponsors. This is where the home fans will normally congregate. When I was saying earlier, where they will stand, a lot of the fans stand here. If you want to sit down to watch a game, I recommend not getting a ticket in that section because you won't see much. It's a very noisy area. This is where the drummer resonates all the time from. He gets the atmosphere going, which then, as I said, goes back into his banter. Sometimes maybe crosses the line a few times, but most of the time it's good. Same as where we just walked through. That was all the lower section. That was all standing area only. And I used to stand over there and watch the games because of different things that have happened over years with stadium, you know, with the Hillsborough disaster, etc. Things were changed to all Super. It was all filled in. In 1992, when Arsenal played here, this was a stand. This was absolutely chock-a-block. The whole stand was full of Arsenal fans. If anybody knows about that game from history, obviously Wrexham had finished bottom of the league the season before. Arsenal had won the title at the top of the Premier League, or the first division as it was, kind of thing, just changing over. And nobody expected Wrexham to win. I was here, I was working that game. I was standing in the top corner over there as a steward. More than welcome to have a read of anything on it if you wish. This is the full history up until around 2014-15. So the trust put these in when they were in charge. It just gives a little bit of info, what we've gone through, you know, how it started, etc. Does anybody know why it's called, at the moment it's the Kairas, it's called Kairas, as I say. Why it's called the racecourse? It's quite self-explanatory. The Wrexham Cricket Club, or Denbighshire Cricket Club, I think it was actually, they also did horse races and things like that, so they used this for both. It's actually being used for quite a lot of different sports. Then they wanted something to do in the summer, and they started a football team. As people will see on social media, your badge, sometimes you'll type in a Wrexham badge and it'll say 1873 on it, if anybody's ever seen that. Yeah. And that was their badge for 100 years. And then somebody discovered in local paperwork it was actually 1864 that they got their first mention, etc. So that's why it was changed to 1864. I can't think there'll be any others. So that makes them the third oldest professional team in the world behind Notts County are first, and then the Sheffield were second, then Wrexham. This mosaic was made up of little donations people sent in their paper, their photos. The tour we did the other day, a lad come right after and he literally went, "That's me." He found himself in it. Like, and he took a picture of it, so it's fair play. He's a writer on Rob's show. Rob does two shows, Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Mythic Quest. On Mythic Quest, Humphrey's a writer with his wife, they write for him. And every time there was a break in filming, he was watching a laptop because he's a Liverpool fan. So he was watching Liverpool all the time on a laptop, and Rob would go past, go, "What's that rubbish?" Because it's soccer, they want to know, not interested. And then gradually you just go past and say, "You're watching it again," and over time he'd say, "Tell me about it," etc. He got a little bit interested into it, and then they started talking about how in this country you can get promoted as they have all the way through the different leagues. Not like in America, as you know, it's like closed, isn't it? Closed shop in each section. So they started talking about a documentary called Sunderland Till I Die, which was done a few years ago now by Sunderland FC. Well, watched that, fell in love with football, and then they decided we've got to look for a club. They did have a look at numerous clubs and then settled on Wrexham. And it was only at that point that Ryan got involved. So before that, Ryan was not interested, he didn't even know anything about it. Rob was the instigator behind all this with Humphrey. And I think that comes over in the documentary. If you watch it, the first few episodes, people go, "It's Ryan Reynolds." It's like, no, it's Rob McElhenney who started the ball rolling. Ryan comes in as the face. Yeah. Rob was so emotionally straight away, just, yeah, he bought into it straight away. It took a while for Ryan to get to that point. The actual game that did it was Stockport County last year in the, I think it was the FA Trophy, when Mullins scored right at the end kind of thing. The place goes mad, you know, and then we scored a game quite quickly afterwards. That's when Ryan says he fell in love with the club. He's as mad as Rob now with it, but it took him a while to see what Rob's seen. But now they're both like completely committed to it. I don't mean this disrespect. The first thing you probably say is, can I have a selfie, can I have an autograph, etc. Because that's what they get everywhere, don't they? You can imagine it. Never asked. Because at the same time that they're movie stars, I watched his films, Kaale says to me, it was my boss. So you don't go into work and go, excuse me boss, can I have a selfie, can I have an autograph?
Oh, look at this. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These are last season shirts because the new ones at the moment are getting ready to be put up. So they are last season shirts, unfortunately. They will be changed. Oh. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And everybody said that's where Ben Foster sits because Ben is absolutely mad on ketchup. And more people took a picture of a bottle of ketchup than they did the shirts at the end. It was bizarre. I was thinking, well, you can go into Tesco's anytime you like and take a picture, but that's what they wanted. I think had been Ben Foster that put it up.
YouTube channel.
He swears down he's seen a lion on the M56 when he was going home from training. So they've now put a lion bar there. So like I say, it's not normally Jamie Jones, I'm sure that's where Andy Cannon sits. And he was convinced he's seen a lion on the M56. So now they give him a bit of stick for it. The grave, etc. This is where the away players will come into. It's actually got a bigger shower and bathroom area than the home one.
Alright, you lot. You okay? Alright,
Thank you. Absolute ginormous.
So I'm back now from the racecourse ground tour. I mean, what a day this was, what an experience this was, as well as the club did host probably one of our first ever bulk stadium tours since I can remember being a Wrexham fan. Obviously they did them last week, this week and next week, and I've made a few pointers here that I'm going to be talking about. Obviously you've seen all the footage there, everything about the day, and I'm just going to be talking about a review of the stadium tour. I mean, first of all, you did start just outside the Centenary Club, but obviously they did take your name down and gave you a lanyard as you were touring around the pitch. They started off in the Wrexham Lager stand. We went up to where the commentators do their bits on a match day. They showed us where the reporters go, and then obviously after that they showed us the view looking down on the racecourse pitch from the Wrexham Lager stand. And then they did take us to the dugouts, which I think was a favourite amongst a lot of people, because obviously you could go in the home, the away dugouts, you could have your picture taken, and it was just good to see where obviously our man, the myth, the legend, Phil Parkinson, does look out on a match day, as well as his staff and what the players see from the dugout. And yeah, I mean, it was really good to see obviously the new pitch as well, looking absolutely fresh ahead of our League 2 season. And then obviously after that you did go to the away end, then you went to the tech end. They talked about how it was built and when it was built, moments they have had whilst the tech end has been up, and then you slowly went round to the Mould Road stand, where obviously they showed Ryan and Rob where they sit, and they showed the disabled bit, which is just below the box, and they just overall gave a brief history of every stand. And in the Mould Road stand they did have on like small posters. They had the whole history of the club, like a timeline, date by date, year by year, everything that happened within the club's history, which I think was an incredible read, and I really enjoyed looking at every single one of those. And then obviously they showed us the important bits like the quiet zone for the people in the Mould Road stand. So they covered everything, and that was just to put it in brief. I think it was an hour and 45 our tour it was, and obviously they did take us to the gym, but pictures weren't allowed. And can I say, the gym is fantastic compared to what it used to look like as we saw on the documentary. And I don't know if I've said this on a video before, but I was actually filmed on the racecourse ground pitch when we were taking a few shots. They said it was for the documentary, but it obviously didn't get used in the end. But it was a great experience, and we actually went into the gym at the time. And if I'm being honest, it was probably just bigger than my bedroom, and my bedroom is very small compared to it now. It is extremely long. I'd say it's probably about the width of a swimming pool, maybe a bit bigger, probably a bit bigger actually. They have the plans on the wall, so obviously you couldn't take pictures. Loads of gym equipment. It was just incredibly new. Everything there was brand new, very up to date, high tech, and obviously they did have the medical rooms as well, which obviously they said were up to Premier League standards. So it's clear to see that this club is on the up. Our facilities are getting better, and obviously they were talking about the new Kop, and I've just got a list of things that obviously didn't appear in the video, but what I'm going to be talking about here is obviously they talked about the acoustics of the Kop. Now obviously I think I've said it in a video before, but they were talking about how the Kop is going to be designed that it keeps all the noise in, and they believe it will be one of the noisiest stands in the country, which obviously suits us to a T, because I don't like to sound big-headed or anything, but we have got an incredible set of fans. So to see them transforming over to the Kop with the acoustics that are being built to keep the noise in and to make the noise as loud as possible is going to be incredible. And they said once it's up, it's going to be one of the best stadiums in Wales, which I struggle to disagree with. It is going to look absolutely incredible. And they also said about the disabled bit, which does currently sit in the away end. A Sheffield United fan, when they came here in the FA Cup, did actually say that our disabled bit for the disabled people was actually better than theirs. So it just shows what a top job they have done in just the smaller side of things in the club. They've made sure that they're all higher tier. And to say it's better than a Premier League club's disabled access area is absolutely incredible. So well done to everyone who did do that. And they also did say that the lower end of the tack end, which is obviously where I do sit on a match day, used to be standing. And they said if you can go all the way back to 92, when we did beat Arsenal in that famous FA Cup tie, you'll actually see the bottom tier of the stand. Arsenal fans were standing on that day. So it's something I feel like I knew before, but when he said it, I was slightly shocked. So I definitely go back and give those highlights a watch to see that. And actually, as we were on the tour, the fourth floodlight was actually being taken down. We could see the work going on for the foundations at the bottom. They were obviously starting it. So yeah, to everyone who's wondering why the fourth floodlight hasn't been taken down yet, it's been taken down on the 19th of July, well, that's when work did start. And obviously you'll see in the vlog earlier on that there was a taster bit of the safe standing that will come in the Kop. They said that obviously in the tech end most people stand now, but you're very close together. They said in the Kop they'll have the safe standing barriers and the seats, so everyone should have, when they're standing, their area that they do usually have when they're sitting down, which I think is incredible. Obviously you'll see in the vlog where I did take the pictures and the videos that you can see what it does look like. I mean, it's incredible. I cannot wait to be in that Kop cheering on Wrexham, hopefully in League One. But yeah, the Kop is going to be ridiculous. They were talking about the plans for it and what it will do to the town and the football club of Wrexham. And it's fair to say, I think people should be getting a lot more excited than they already are for it. And like I said, with the gym, you couldn't really take pictures. Obviously they had the personalised workouts. They didn't really want to leak anything, but it was state of the art. It was an incredible job done by, I'm not sure who actually did the work, but it was incredible. So fair play to the people that did build the new gym for Wrexham. It's absolutely incredible. We couldn't go in the Centenary Club, unfortunately, where they used to do all the player greets, where you used to get the signings done. We've been in there a couple of times in previous years, but that was having work done, so we couldn't go in there. And did you know as well that our scoreboard that we do currently have was from Premier League side Brighton and Hove Albion? So that's a really fun fact I thought I'd just throw out there. And The fourth and final one was the fact that they had a lot of black shirts in the club shop. So yeah, I mean, if there's anyone in the area of Wrexham that have yet to bought a black shirt, I definitely recommend going to the club shop. It was busy. The queues outside the club shop in the early hours of this morning were absolutely incredible, and it was packed when we were in there at about 3:30ish. So yeah, if you're looking to get a black shirt, seeing them in person was absolutely incredible. They are so nice. I think I have to say it now, my favourite shirt under the Rob and Ryan era. So if you're in the area, go and pick one up. Let's boost the sales for them. And yeah, overall, I think I'm going to give the stadium tour of the Stoke Kairas, or the racecourse ground as many people call it, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It will be a 10 out of 10 when the cop's up. It might even increase to an 11 out of 10. But yeah, really good experience, worth the £10. If they do them in the future, definitely be on there. Definitely order yours quick if you are in the area of Wrexham. There were people from Derbyshire. There was even a couple from St. Louis in America that travelled over. So you could just see the shock on their faces and the fascination when they were talking about the different things. So the way this club is going is incredible. And it was great to see people from America over for the tour. So if you're looking to get to know a bit more about the history of Wrexham and the ground of Wrexham, I'd suggest keeping an eye out for if they do any more tours in the future. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. What a day it was. Make sure to drop a like, get down there and hit the red subscribe button. It is less than 5 hours until we play Chelsea. I'm staying up until then, midnight kickoff. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. What a day this was. And once again, like I always say, up the town.